Hello everybody on YouTube. There's some of my friends are already waiting. Let me ask. You're probably getting the broadcasting of somebody presenting on or Zoom. If you're on YouTube, I have a Zoom also in a house conversation. So slightly tricky. Let me see if I still fits in the frame. I'm going to sit on the chair and then we can take it from there. My hairs are cold and I'm going to put my hat on. Hello everybody. I have a few questions already. Somebody have asked. Hello Delaro, Anthony, Daniela. Laura, good to see you. Joao, Jojo, Oleg. Hello everybody at YouTube. There is a question I have. What is the root of fear? It's a very good question. What is the root of the fear? Hello Heather. Welcome. How we can overcome our deepest fear or deepest fears? That's the one question I have. Second question I have is, what is meditation? Is meditation an action, or can we do meditation, or it is just a state or a quality one attain? That is also a very relevant question to the almost everyone. So please do remind me, because sometime what happened, I can co-create a question as well. Hello and anybody and okay. Hello Yogi Gurukul, welcome. So, are we ready? So, do we all fear sometimes? No, we all have certain fears in life. What is the fear? Before you can understand the root cause of the fear, it's important to understand what is the fear. Sometimes there is no need for a fear. I give you an example. If you ever been intimidated or had a dog try to attack you. Hello, William. How can I deal with the process, sudden, imitable anger emotions? Let me talk about fear. I come back to your anger as well. They are both sometimes correlated most of the time. The fear, let's say example, I give you just a couple of examples about fear and how relevant the fear is. There was used to be my very dear student of mine once. And I asked him, what is the most powerful thing in the world? What is the most powerful thing? Person being Christian, his answer was God. And love, because we believe that we've been told love is very powerful. I said, what I asked him personally, what is the most important or what is the most powerful thing in life for you? Actually, nobody loves God out of love. Most majority people love out of fear most of the time. So in human psyche, if your state of mind and state of existence is very low conscious, you are driven by fear, you may decorate it in different ways. You may decorate in a state of love, a state of care, a state of co-creation, a state of anything. But actually, fear is always there. But important part, how do you utilize the fear? Are you get buried by the fear? Or fear can be used as a very source of knowledge, source of information, is strength that you do not need to fear anymore. Fear can be your foundation of growth, or fear can be a very destructive in your life, so you don't even try anything. That is a very individual how one deal with the fear. Most of the time, fear comes when your system gets in a shock, or you feel a sense of lack, or basically don't realizing your self-abundance. If your self is abundance, what kind of fear you need to have? Always remember, to eradicate the fear out of your life, you came with nothing. You leave with nothing. You can play while you are on earth in a human body. Celebrate if you are a material person. Celebrate life living the way you live. If you are a spiritual person, only way you can eradicate the fear by being spiritual, because you know deep down the source of inner happiness is lies, or source of inner happiness is when you are connected with your spirit. Spiritual means when you are aligned with your spirit, not religion. Remember, I say very clearly, religion and spiritual are two separate things. So important, you must, if you really want to eradicate the fear, always remember that what you're deep inside, who actually you are, not knowing yourself, who you are, not having enough trust in your senses, and understanding what is the requirement for your senses, or not having a healthy relationship with the senses, will create a fear. I know lots of people, famous to non-famous people, they have plenty, but they still have a fear. They still have a fear. If you think your fat bank balance, majority of great security will eradicate some fear of material and economical fear, social status fear. Somebody tried to drag you down into ask Donald Trump now how much fear he has inside him now. I give you a one example. Imagine if you ever nearly got attacked by a dog. Now you are inside your house, a dog is barking even in a street. For a moment, your body will react out of fear because is some experience you have had in life that have created a memory inside your unconscious or subconscious part, and that becomes a very physical relatable for you. So every time the pattern comes to existence, you react out of fear, you go into a survival mode. That's one type of fear. And that is very normal to have that fear because nobody want to be attacked, nobody want to die. It's survival instinct is within every human being. Sometimes we love fear. There is no need for a fear. You create a fear because you feel something to do, something to achieve. Absolutely, there is no need for a fear. I know a monk back in the days, and he had nothing in his life. He had nothing in his life, but he had a plenty of fear. Only fear was he will go to the begging, and his fear was the government will come along, move away his little thatch hut he had built by the Ganges. That was his fear. It doesn't mean you become a monk, you have no fear. Supposed to have no fear, but as long as their attachment doesn't matter to what it is for, you will have a fear. So first override your attachments. Remember what your senses are. Build a healthier relationship with your senses. That will help you to eradicate your fears. Point 1. Point 2, always remember your higher purpose. Always remember your higher purpose. What actually you are in this body for. If you are not clear or unsure about your purpose, your fears will creep in from everything and from anything. Your fears will creep in. If there is nothing, you will make fears because there is nothing else you know other than living out of fear. Your entire existence is based on fear. Your entire existence is based on fear. You get fear embedded inside you from day when you were born. The day you were born, fear was injected inside you. Doctor pinch you, see you are alive or dead. They make sure that you cry to feel your existence. That is also fearful information. Your fear comes from whatever fear your mother felt. That is inside you as well because you were in the mother's womb. And beyond that your egg that was in your mother's womb already got developed in her mother's womb. That was also fear comes from generation after generation. You are not dealing the fear of your day-to-day activity. Remember, you are not dealing with the fear of only of yourself, what you encounter this lifetime. You are dealing with the fear of 7 generations inside your physical body. Never mind your karma along on top of it as well. So, only way you can eradicate the fear for good, always set your standard really high. Align yourself with your spirit. Find your real purpose and find rest in it. Find acceptance in the life. Forgiveness we talked about one time. Forgiveness can also help you to override the fear. Acceptance can help you override the fear. But beyond that, not to buy into it. Everybody will try to create a fear to control you. Everybody will try to create a fear so you can be a part of system. System is life basically. But you need in your own self to know who you are and what is your real purpose to be in this human body. The day you find that, all of your fears will disappear. Otherwise, you keep creating more fear, more fear. I remember once there was a monk back in the days. He was traveling from Calcutta, from Bengal to Himalayas. Back in the day, people only used to travel by they know the Ganga starts up in the Himalayas, ends in the Bay of the Bengal. So he started his journey along with the Ganga river, going, following the track towards the Himalayas. On the way, he finds some restful place under the tree, nice river flowing beside. He makes his stay for some time to take a rest. But apparently very popular monk. And when the light being traveling, message spread really fast. So the nearby kingdom, the king came to know that there is one monk is staying there. So he came to see the monk after some time. It's a heavy winter. And king asked the monk, how was your night? How was your night? King responded, the monk said, some was like yours, some was better than yours. Now king is in a shock. How can his life be equal to mine? And how can be greater than mine? That's not possible. He himself under the tree, sleeping in a mud floor and have no safety, security. And he's saying that his night was better than mine and some was equal to mine. That is not possible. He immediately asked him, please can you explain? He ordered to arrest the monk and bring him and ask to put to a justice because spreading a wrong message. That's what will happen if there was a lack of understanding was there. So, but monk said, when you were sleeping, I was sleeping, we were both in the same place. We were part of unconscious awareness. There was no difference. In your sleep, you were neither aware that you are a king, neither I was aware that I am a monk. We were both in unconscious space. When you got awakened in the middle of the night, you probably worried about your rule, kingdom, security, other kingdom may not attack you because you have a lot to look after. You have a great responsibility. But when I got woken up by the wind or the chills because of the cold, I get up and I meditated. I was in a state of bliss. I have none of those problems. Is somebody going to attack me? Somebody going to take away my kingdom? Is somebody there's going to be revolt in the military? I have no problems. My responsibilities are simple. My purpose is simple. So, if you can be as materialistic as you like to be, or you can be an absolutely simple, pure monk. I give you example of a monk as well, who was always living in fear every time he go for begging. Somebody will throw away his plastic seat and thatch wood because he will have no place to. His whole life was lived in a fear of making sure that nobody moves his bed. If you are materially weak, poor, rich, as long as you don't have self-alignment, you will have the fear. You are a material person, but know your higher purpose, that whatever you have, it's all going to stay behind. Always remember that. What you brought, nothing goes with you. Only thing that goes with you, your self-awareness. So I will recommend, if you want to deal with your fear, is meditation is the best key. Second is a alignment with your inner self. Sit down every day for 1 hour to 2 hours. Observe yourself. Observe your thoughts. That will be your starting point, contemplation. And anything that thought comes along to you, observe it. Do you really align with that? If not, move on. Sometimes holding on to the emotions, trying to control the outcome can also create a fear. Sometimes outcome, the control of the outcome can also create the fear. There is no need for fear. You always focus in your action, but do it this calm karma yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, this message of Niskam Karma Yoga. You do your action, but don't worry about outcome. Your awareness, attention should be 100% on the action. If I say that to somebody, say, what about outcome? If your productivity is great, outcome is going to be great. But your 50% mind always on the outcome, 50% of mind on the productivity or in the action, outcome is going to be 50%. And you are going to be disappointed because you are hoping for 100%, but your creativity investment was only 50% because your energy got wasted, 50% being worried about outcome. So focus 100% in your action and surrender to it. Total surrender. Have a trust in your ability. You can also override the fear too. Because there is if you do make mistakes, it becomes a learning point. Less judgment about yourself can also override the fear. There's many factors to it, depending what kind of person you are. But the simplest way, live simple, be simple, think simple, you will have no fears. If you don't have any baggage, any attachments, you will have no fear. Either you renounce the attachment to the outcome, you have no fear, or you entirely renounce the action, you will have no fear. Renunciation of action is not possible because you have to do action. Even you breathe in, you have to make action. To walk you have to make action. So easiest way to renounce the outcome of the action to overcome the fear. Only way you can do, two ways. Either you renounce the entire action, just sit comfortably and wait for miracles to happen. Not to be even worried about you are going to eat food or not going to food. Have enough faith in your renunciation of action. Or you can renounce completely outcome of your action. Just do the action, don't worry about it. I remember when I was a small kid, I had two best teachers. One my father and one my grandfather. And both gave me a same message, but approach was completely opposite. And I asked them why it is. Because sometimes is also upbringing can also be embedded inside you as a form of fear. I learned to share from very early days in my life. I had a pencil, I break it into 3 or 4 pieces. So make sure everybody in my class have a pencil. Who doesn't have it? So sharing is one way there was lots of love inside. My grandfather used to say, whenever you do any goodness, any action to anyone, either is expect absolutely nothing. Not even a thank you. Imagine you have done something good, you put everything as if you have never done anything. Continue. There will be no attachment, there will be no resentment, there will be no expectation. Can also become a source of fear. That can actually stop you from doing things as well. Remember, fear stops you from doing things. Fear makes you do things. Depends how you use the fear. Okay. The one person used to say, whatever you have done, either you have cleared the karma balance from previous life, so you should be very happy about it, but don't expect anything. If it was not a karma balance, you have created an investment for next lifetime. They will give it back to you. So no need to worry, you carry on doing what you like doing. You carry on doing what you like doing. In both messages was there to continuity, not to put a full stop or build a fear inside me of not doing something. There was an inspiration to continue, keep doing as you do, not let the fear hold you back. Now, if your education is if this doesn't happen, byproduct, you build a fear inside, make sure you don't do that again. So you're creating a psychological blockage, mental blockage in a life. So always remember your purpose. You have nothing else to do in your life while you are in a human body other than celebrating your existence. The day you stop celebrating your existence, fear will start making home inside you. Because all you have done may compromise in your life. All you have done make buy into the fear to amend and adjust constantly. Learn to celebrate every breath, every action as a celebration. When you celebrate, will that create a joy or will that create a fear? I'm sure you cannot celebrate if there is a fear. You only can celebrate if there is joy. Find a greater purpose in your life other than just existing. Don't just exist. Find a greater purpose to self-discover yourself. Do you think Buddha, not Buddha at the time, Siddhartha had any problems or any lack materially in his life? Zero. He was a prince, about to be a king soon. But he had fears. The only he could have gone completely opposite direction to survive and protect himself amidst the fear and prevent that happening, but he chose a higher purpose. Why he can overcome that fear? To understand himself, purpose of life. That led him to be a Buddha. If I am going to have a fear like everybody else, can I overcome that fear or not prevent that fear? Prevention of the fear, you only can do it for certain length of time. You can only avoid not having fear for certain length of time. But if you literally want to get rid of the fear, find a higher purpose. Understand your existence, who actually you are, and what is the purpose of your existence being in the human body. I know fearful people who are spiritually rich and materially rich, both of them. Fear, anybody can have them, but depend how do you use the fear. That is also a question. Do you react to a fear? Or you see the fear and see it, I do not want to fear the fear. You can become a observant, you can become a silent witness to the fear. And look at the fear. Is it really necessary to have the fear? Or you can react to a fear again. So that is enough, I think, on the fear. If it still not make any sense to you, please do come up with that question again and make another question out of it, and we can again have debate about it. Second question was how to deal with immediate anger. My friend, your anger is lack of satisfaction within your own self. You do not have a pleasurable relationship with your senses. That's why you get angry. When senses are not happy, or your senses does not deliver to you what actually you want, or your senses does not get what they are wanting, you get anger. So again, limit your senses. If not, learn to accept whatever your senses give to you. Be grateful. Develop gratitude. Only way you can come out of anger with gratitude. As long as you have no gratitude, I guarantee you, anger always going to stay with you. Because you have not developed gratitude enough. You should be grateful that you are alive. First one, I think I talked about this some other time. Grateful for every breath. Do you grateful for the breath? Probably not. Only way anger can be eradicated from your life by gratitude for you and gratitude for other people's to give you a possibility to grow. Somebody making you angry, you should also have gratitude towards that person because that person has created a possibility for you to be gratitude or create a possibility for you not to have anger. Compassion is needed. Compassion in action, not ideologies or not ideology of compassion, but practice the compassion. You don't know why somebody is doing that to you, and you just only reacting, you getting angry. Somebody might have a bigger pain than actually yourself. So compassion is important. For example, somebody making you angry or you getting angry because your senses is not liking somebody else's action. They are doing best from their ability. Neither in that given circumstances, that given moment, you are not aware what is going through that person's life, person's mind. Are they suffering or not suffering? But you are reacting out of anger. So if you have compassion and have gratitude towards yourself, you will have zero anger. So anger is whenever you get angry, all you do, you kill your own ojas and tejas. You kill your prana, your energy gets wasted. You also decrease your lifespan as well. More angry person you are, your prana also flow very poor. You get weak prana inside the body. If you don't believe it, remember every time you have been angry, when the anger was over, do you feel depleted, tired and exhausted? If yes, why? Do you ever thought about that? Probably not. But maybe next time think about it. When you get angry, think about it. Observe it. Don't believe me. Don't believe whatever I say. Remember that. I am giving you a possibility to experience. I am giving you a sense of reminder. Whenever you are angry, observe how your mind feels afterward, how your senses feel afterward, how your body feels afterward, next 24 hours. So you lose your prana, you lose your life force, you lose your energy, means your life less. Your life span being shortened, you burning from both ends. One you are living, burning, but anger is a fast burning process. You start shortening your life span. So remember, every time you get angry, don't do it. I used to have a therapy. I can give you my advice. When I was a small kid, I was very protective over my cow. And I used to get little angry if anybody take the milk from that cow. So my grandfather gave me a therapy. 3 raw green chili. He said every time you get a desire, an urge to get angry or anger inside you, you make sure you have 3 green chilies raw and see if you can still be angry afterward. If yes, eat again 3 more chilies. So obviously within a week, I thought anger is not worth having. Anger is not worth having. I guarantee you those 3 raw green chilies were the best therapy I ever had for anger. But created a gratitude for my body, gratitude for my mouth. Make sure I don't make myself suffer. So if you like it, I recommend you that as well, my friend. If you get every time angry, green chili will not be your kind of thing. So I will recommend you to not eat food that day. Don't eat food. The day you get angry, zero food. And see how many days your mind become familiar with it. If you can put something most valuable thing amidst anger, and mind will literally become very smart not to be angry. Mind will find ways to calm your senses very easily. Okay? On that note, I think we had, please do. Somebody coming up with a new question?
Yeah, there was a question submitted on the Zoom chat.
Go ahead, please. I can't read it. Please, can you read it for me?
Does the person who submitted want to ask, or do you want me to ask for you?
You can ask to repeat it, Mr.
And I'm very happy for you to answer on my behalf.
Okay, Mr. Can you call?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
thank you.
So the question is, how can you let go of what your cells are holding on to that is blocking abundance and visioning?
Okay. It's the best, simplest technique you can do. What your cells are holding on to it, give love to them. Give love. Because if your body and your mind is filled with the resentment, hatred, control, fear, they cannot flow, they cannot grow, they can't expand. So they built a wall to protect themselves. Only way you can let go the memory where you create a loving, kind environment in your own mind, in your own consciousness, in you, also around you. Only way. Physically. Or you practice a good Vipassana technique every day. Vipassana is also very powerful. In Vipassana, all you do, you just sit and observe. Any emotions comes up, you give love to it. No fight with it. No anger towards to it. Any memory, any thought, like 1 hour of self-observation, but in a state of love toward to any experience that come to you. Not holding on to it. If something very positive comes along, what you do? You hold on to it. That is also a memory. Positive or negative, they're both memories. If you only want to hold on to the positive, not to negative, there is also a problem. Not going to let go full memory. You just literally hold equal awareness to something you liking or you disliking. In 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, spend time observing. Whatever pops up like bubble, message comes to you, you just hold on to it. No reaction to it. Wait for something to happen. So I hope that makes sense. And we are running ahead of the time. If there is any question not being answered, we will come back to the next week, Saturday.
Thank you so much for these very warm and healing words.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. You know, thank you on YouTube, everyone. You can also share the message. The video will be left live. You can share it to your profiles as well.